Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Plus. Today we are featuring Dragon's Keep, a player home / castle / boarding school, which is available to play on PC and Xbox One. Let's find it on the map. Here we are at Dragon's Keep. We are south of Morthal and west of Whiterun, and if you have Bluff Home installed, it's right next to it. Let's go take a closer look at the smaller house before making our way to the mystical boarding school. As we tour the outside of the home, I'm going to point out a couple of doors that I'll reference later. To the right is a cellar door that leads you to the crafting area. It is by far the most interesting area of the smaller home. We'll visit it after we tour the inside. That door leads to the kitchen. The home has great views from every angle and has some beautiful horses. So if you ever asked for a pony when you were a kid, you'll love this place. It's also landscaped well with plenty of planters on the outside that have pretty flowers and trees. Let's check out the inside and see what it has to offer. As we walk through the front door, we enter a foyer area with staircases on either side of the door that lead upstairs. But we are starting our tour on the home's main level, where we have dining for 8. The theme for seating for 8 continues on to the main living room, where you'll have 8 chairs gathered around a table and 2 change appearance mirrors, along with this nifty raven statue. Teddy Ruxpin even made an appearance on the bench. As we move towards the kitchen, take note of the black granite countertops, a rarity in Skyrim, along with the delicacy of sushi. Yum yum. Here is your home's oven, and look at this nifty statue. And this is a little too real or immersive with the dirty dishes in the sink. These doors lead out to that horse area that we were in earlier, and it looks like we've got some fresh fruit on our countertop, as well as a cooking pot, and maybe a pot for some gruel. And then you've got your steak knives over here, and a refrigerator over here with some ale in it, ice cold. And then we have some wine racks for the housewives of Skyrim, and some bookshelves for the bookworms of Skyrim. And here is your home office equipped with a throne for when you're crunching your finances, and some displays from the Thieves Guild quest line. As we move on to tour the upstairs bedrooms and child's play area, I wanted to go ahead and give you some more notes from the mod author. This mod will allow you to send up to 12 orphan kids off to boarding school, where they will join other kids in class, recess, and other school activities. This mod also includes a private home that you can use as your own if you choose so, as well as a private quarters area on the top floor of the school, and plenty of unassigned beds for followers on various parts of the school if you need them. Overall, there is room for 36 adult followers, 12 student followers, a spouse, and 6 adopted children. And to make things more realistic, there are plenty of added NPCs who are training, attending classes, working, playing, relaxing, and otherwise involved in many other endeavors as one would expect to see going on at a fully functioning boarding school. Dragon's Keep will also work with the more popular adoptable elf and beast race children mods, and will allow you to even recruit vanilla children who are not orphaned. So if you're one of those players who wants unruly children out of the picture, you'll be able to send them off to boarding school where they'll quickly learn some manners. The dialogue system turns off all adoption dialogue as long as they are students, and returns them to previous state if they leave the school. You will not be able to use this dialogue on any of the children in the Honor Hall Orphanage until after Innocence Lost mission is completed, otherwise it would break that quest and the orphans would go missing. Aventus is included in this in case you use another mod to make them adoptable. Alright, we've seen the bedrooms and playroom upstairs. Let's go to the more interesting sites like the crafting cellar and the boarding school. As we enter the cellar, we lose the vanilla feeling of upstairs and will notice all of the unique touches the author used to design this area. We used the cellar door from the beginning of the tour that was outside to get here. I just teleported us here to save a little bit of time from a long tour. It looks like we have a dwarven themed corner over here with this microscope, this armor, the Ethereum shard. Looks pretty neat over there. We've got a spider imbuing chamber, a wood chopping block, a couple of workbenches, and this junk closet over here. Being the Dragonborn, you have better clutter than the average Joe Dirt. You're just casually storing the Dragonstone, the Crown of Baron Zaya, a page from the Mysterium Xerxes, Elder Scrolls, etc. Over here we have our enchanting area. We've got a sigil stone. We've got a staff enchanter right there. It looks like you've got some staff storage. An interesting alchemy area. I love those little pots with the colors on top. That's pretty neat. Looks like you've got a botany study going over here with some cabinets for your potions. Then you've got another tanning rack over here with a troll skull. You've got an anvil, a forge, another anvil, grindstone. It looks like over here is a carpentry area with some locks and some nails and some glass for you to build whatever your heart desires. And then look at that armor set with the stone bird heads. That's fun. Continuing our tour, we're going to go ahead and cross the dragon bridge here and head to the main attraction of the mod, which is the boarding school. So buckle up your seatbelts, boys and girls, because like Monster Truck Madness, you'll pay for the whole seat, but you'll only use the edge. Let's check out the views we've got from this platform over here. Okay, down below we see Bluff Home, which is another home tour I've done before, and off in the distance you see Solstice Castle, and that's one we'll do in the future for sure. We've got a giant telescope over there, some guards and some cool guard dogs, and look at those doors. Aren't they glorious? As we enter the boarding school, a dragon gazes over us to make sure we're on our best behavior. We're heading up the stairs towards the dining hall. Quick, what movie does this remind you of? 3, 2, 1, 0. Answer is Harry Potter. This whole place has a Hogwarts vibe to it, as you'll meet some of the special children.
Yes? Need something?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just touring your beautiful facility. Look at this humongous classroom with a world map of Skyrim.
Need something?
Nope, still touring. And then check out their resources.
Hi there.
Hello. Alright, we're going to head on over here to the main throne area with 2 miniature dragons guarding the way. And then over here you have a gigantic library with stone statues of warriors from the past, among other just nice works of art. And you do have a librarian that kind of camps out over there that will sell you books and soul gems and other things like that. At times, I've seen the librarian tell stories to the children in the dormitory area. Speaking of the dormitory area, we just entered it right now. And as you can hear, it's a magical place. Look at that cool play set and those children battling it out. Learning the dark arts, of course. Professor Snape, eat your heart out. Looks like they have a merchant's tent to sell their valuables. And a neat feature is you can enter this playset yourself. How many homes have you ever seen that have that feature? Pretty cool, right? This ladder doesn't work, so you have to kind of jump and activate. Oh, hello. Don't mind me, kids. I'm going to jump one down. I don't need to take a wooden sword to the patella today. That chair's where I've seen the librarian tell stories to the kids that were laying down on the carpet like kindergarten. And that was a little stage area for them to practice their plays. They've got a play set with some really neat action figures like Draugr. I see someone wearing some dwarven armor over there. You've got some dragons suspended in the air. And look at that, they even have Mirak flying on that dragon overlooking the castle. How cool is that? And then you've got that little girl just laying down, carefree. What a time to be a kid. And then, not to be outdone, this room has its own playhouse too, but it has like an open building in the back that has a scene playing out with some animals watching too. I mean, how lucky are these kids? It looks like there are 24 beds in both of these rooms, so this place can accommodate quite a few children. As I was reading the mod author's notes to you earlier, we talked about a private quarters in the upstairs of the castle that you could also choose to live in. And honestly, this is where I would choose to live in instead of this smaller home. So this is one of the bedrooms that you could possibly choose, although this would not be my top choice out of the 2 bedrooms. It is really neat. It's like a circular room. You've got some gargoyles in here. You've got some mannequins to store some of your neat armors. But then you can come up these stairs, and each side of the entrance has these stairs that go up. They have the change appearance mirrors on each of them. And then you've got kind of this grand hall in the middle of what I would choose to be your bedroom area. You have some bedroom areas upstairs that are smaller for some of your unique followers, and they each have kind of like a little centerpiece on the cabinet when you walk in, like that golden statue on that one over there. And then here is the main bedroom that I would choose. It looks like they've like combined 2 beds together. You've got a hot tub in here. I'm definitely a fan of hot tubs. Another change appearance mirror with a statue. And then we'll cross the hall into this cool office area with some statuettes of some warriors. The gray fox is over there. How realistic do your mannequins look up here? That's pretty realistic. You also have some viewing platforms from your bedroom area up here. Just look at those views. There's the smaller home that we toured first. It looks super tiny compared to this view from the larger boarding school. And then you've got Bluff Home down there. You can see that glass greenhouse, a staple of Bluff Home. But really, you don't have a loser view here. They're all winners. And then you've also got a pool so you can soak and enjoy the fresh mountain air. We're going to go back inside for just a moment just so we can get to the other platform on the other side of the home so you can see what that view looks like. Because it is slightly different. You can see some different things. Okay, so we've got a candlelit table over here. And look at this.
No lollygagging.
I'm trying my best not to lollygag, ma'am.
Everything all right?
Yes, it is. There's the Western Watchtower in the distance and Dragon's Reach.
What do you need?
Ma'am, I'm trying to give a tour here. Can you please be quiet? Alright, here is our dining area again. What a beautiful view. And just take it in before we head back in and you lose it. Okay, we've seen the upper quarters and your private quarters in particular, so now we're going to head back to the middle area of the home, which leads to the lower area. And the lower area is where all the fun is, in my opinion. But we're heading down to that area right now, back through the battling children who are in training for the dark arts. And we are almost to the middle. This is a pretty big place, so if I miss something, it's definitely an accident. I didn't intend to miss anything. It's just a really big home. All right, to the left we have a unique statue, and this is kind of like the adult hangout. You have several adults in training over here too. That leads you back to the main area that looks like Dragon's Reach. This looks to be the eating hall for everybody, and there's a bard in here that you'll want to tell to be quiet because she is quite annoying sometimes. Look at that large mammoth skull, huge open pit fire, and look at all of this food. Oh my goodness, I am so hungry. And I wasn't even hungry before I saw this. Skyrim's food just making me starved. Look at those pumpkins, that's a unique model. Yes, I need some food. Look at those sweet rolls. And look at this area over here. 2 huge cows just getting roasted. You got a steak knife set here, and Bevo lost his head. So if you're a Texas Longhorns fan, oh well, boomer sooner. Alright. Okay, Ragnar the Red, be quiet.
Everything all right?
Yep, everything's good. We're going through our tour right now, sir. We've got another main living quarters for some adult followers. It looks to be 6 beds in this room. And another 2 larger beds on that side. Alright, we're scurrying through this area so we can get to the fun stuff. You do have a bigger main bedroom in this area. Wow, that bard is really getting after it in there. 2, 4, 6 more bunk beds right there. And now we get to head to the lower quarters of the home, which is where the action happens. Okay, as we enter the lower level, we've got some mages battling it out. Look at how cool those displays look. Speaking of cool displays, look at this. A dragon fights 3 different warriors. It looks like there's a mage, maybe a graybeard, and a warrior. And 12 mannequins for your armor needs over there. We've got a fight pit. We've got a training area for archery. And this lady sells you some armor and weapons. And she's got a pretty good stock. Look at that. And some decent money. I've seen mages practice destruction spells on those targets too. You've got mini Alduin. Uh-oh. Alduin baby. We need to remember to come back and eliminate him too. Alright. We are moving on. Yeah, my favorite 3 parts of this home are this lower level and the dormitory area upstairs where the children hang out, and probably the cellar of the main home. You've got some swimming going on by the kids, some banners on the wall. You've got a creepy guy in a hat walking around. Look at those stone birds again. I love that design. Let's go ahead and try this diving board out, shall we? Timber! How neat. You can literally swim in the water. I love the lighting in this area too. You've got a huge tree as the centerpiece of the room. And off to this side of the room, you have a slew of enchanting tables for the children to learn the dark arts. And some really cool EMB lights on those soul gems. And then on this side of the room,
Yes?
hello, you've got a slew of alchemy tables, some microscopes to really zoom into the ingredients and figure out what's the best blend for the most potent potions. And then the final area that we're going to go check out is kind of like the religious area. You've got a lot of shrines. I think all of the shrines. Turn on that travel lamp so you can see it a little bit better. And then you've got a cleric that lives in that room, and then one on the other side too, but we won't show you those. There's also a hidden cave on the property, but I'll leave you something to find. Good luck! This concludes our tour of Dragon's Keep. If you enjoyed this tour, hit the like button, comment on your favorite feature in the comments section, and you can also view other showcases I've done by clicking in the top left of your screen. And if you want to see future content, click on the channel icon in the bottom left of your screen to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.